Thank you, Mark. With the holidays approaching, it's important to make sure you properly prepare food in order to avoid foodborne illness. Here to tell us a bit more about food safety is the Northeast Tennessee Department of Health CED's Director, Sarah Boop. It's going to be that time. We're going to gather with family and friends, make large meals. But what are some of the most common foodborne illnesses we can look for as we enter this season of celebration?
Yeah, this time of year when we have more people coming together to prepare and share foods, we do see more foodborne illness. Some of those that are commonly associated with poultry like turkey are Salmonella and Campylobacter. We also see E. coli depending on what food's being shared and prepared. We also see norovirus spread more this time of year. It spreads really easily from person to person, not necessarily foodborne, but when you're preparing food for each other and maybe sharing food and drink, then sometimes we can see that spread more as well.
As a host, what are some steps that we can take to properly prepare food to ensure that our guests stay healthy?
Yeah. First and foremost, when you're preparing turkey, we want to make sure that you're thawing it the correct way. So we don't recommend leaving it out at room temperature on the counter. We always recommend that you thaw your turkey either in the refrigerator or using the cold water method. So cold water in the sink, changed regularly. We want to make sure that you're cooking your turkey to the appropriate temperature. So using a meat thermometer to make sure that the internal temperature gets to 165 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. And that's in the thickest part of the turkey that you want to measure that. Make sure that we're avoiding cross-contamination in the kitchen. So we don't want to prepare raw meats in the same places that we're preparing other foods. And then if you do prepare them in the same places, making sure that you're cleaning surfaces and utensils really well in between. Want to make sure that when you are actually serving the food that we keep hot foods hot and cold foods cold. So using those chafing dishes and warming trays and slow cookers to make sure that hot foods are staying at 140 degrees or higher. And then anything that needs to be refrigerated, keep it in the fridge so that it stays close to 40 degrees right up until you serve. When you are done with your meal, we always recommend that you don't leave your leftovers out for a really long time. So about the 2-hour mark is what you want to hit or get up to, and then you want to put those foods in the refrigerator or freezer. You can keep your foods refrigerated for 3 to 4 days, and after that you either need to freeze them or discard them. And then of course we always recommend washing your hands.
Yes, basics,
right.
Back to the basics.
Exactly, before you eat, after you handle any sort of raw meats, and then of course always after you use the restroom.
And what do you do if you suspect you might be sick or something may have happened because of a meal?
Yeah, if you experience any of the gastrointestinal symptoms after, that's nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal cramps after a holiday meal or in general, we would recommend that you reach out to your primary care provider or pediatrician. If they're closed for the holidays, you can also seek care at an urgent care. But if you notice that several family members or several people that attend the same meal are all getting sick, then we would recommend notifying the health department so that we can make sure that it's not a larger outbreak.
So great tips there. Sarah, thank you very much. Important to have fun, but you got to be safe. Takes a little bit of patience when you cook these large meals. Don't want to get in a hurry. Sarah Boop with some great information as we enter the holiday season.